Yo, what's going on, fellas, man? It's your boy Bucky the Bus Brooks, and we here with a DML Mock Draft, man, for the 2027 season. And I got my new guy on the show with me, man, Gavin Jeremiah.
Boy,
What's going on, man?
man, listen up, man. You already know who it is. Toxic Gav. Don't give a fuck about your feelings. Hey, Bus, don't be put my government name out there like that, man. Come on now. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be moving in these streets, cuz. Come on now.
I
But
got
what's
you.
up, y'all?
I got you. So, hey, man, y'all know how we do, man. We gonna bring y'all the top 10 picks of the draft, who we think these teams gonna pick. I don't know how long these cats gonna stay in the green room, but hopefully they get out of there, have their mask on, and they be ready to contribute. So let's not, man. Let's just go with it, man. Man, this draft class is pretty deep. I think. You know what I'm saying? And we got the normal guys at the top, and normal guys in the top 10. But we gonna keep it moving, man. So the first team up with the number one overall pick is the New York Giants.
Mm.
So once again, he's normally in the top two, but right here, man, I think he goes out and he gets him probably. Well, I'm not gonna say the best corner in the draft, but he most definitely is the fastest, and that's Kamani Finney out of North Carolina State. Now, looking at the guy, he came in and ran a 4.3440, which is actually pretty fast. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
blazing.
That's
That's
blazing.
blazing. Yeah.
He had the number one cone, 6.78, third in the shuttle, and this is what kind of stands out to me, Mr. Jeremiah, Mr. Jeremiah G.
I'm coming for your head, boy. I swear to God, I'm coming for your head.
I'm gonna say Mr. G.
Boy.
All right, Mr. G. This is what stands out to me about Finney. He had 18 reps on the bench, which is second amongst the cornerbacks. Now I think that's kind of strong. So when you see that, do you see him as a corner that presses and is up in your face, or is he gonna be able to play off?
I'm not gonna lie to you, but when I look at Finley, 6'3", 200 pounds, fast as lightning, and like you said, 18 reps on the bench. Hey, man, press up on the line. Have a good luck getting off. I can see him being a dog. Now, unfortunately, the team that he go to now, I mean, he might not be able to be as much of a dog as he wants to. But this right here is definitely a stud.
Yeah.
Stud for sure.
Yeah,
he's definitely gonna be locked down.
He's a stud, and I hope Kamani Finney can go to the New York Giants and help that team out, because he got a couple more studs in the secondary over there with Samuel and Springs that I think both were like top 5 picks. So I hope Finney can go down there and change the spirit and the overall outcome of that organization and bring some winning traditions. But I don't know. He gonna have a lot on his shoulders, but
he could be the one bright spot in New York. But best of wishes to you, sir, because you are a stud, but you ain't going to the best of homes.
Yeah, so he may be stuck in New York for a while, man. So let's move on, man, to the second overall pick, and that belongs to the New Orleans Saints. And I got another cornerback coming off the board, man. I don't know if you agree with me here, but I got another cornerback coming off the board, and that's Amari Barnard from Clemson. Go Tigers! So this is another big corner, man. He's not as big as Finney, but they both played in the ACC, so they know each other. First team All-American. You know what I'm saying? Bernard comes in at 6'2", 203. Not as fast as Finney, but he comes in running a 4.42.
You can't be mad with a 4.42 speed corner. You're just being greedy if you get mad at that. That's still world class speed right there. So he's still fast, not blazing, but he's fast.
He's fast. He can jump out of the gym. And now we mentioned Finney had 18 reps. Well, Bernard comes in with 19, which is the highest out of all cornerbacks. So, first of all, do you do you see any comparison between Finney and Bernard, or are they two different types of corners?
Love the question, but two totally different type of corners, man. With Finley up in your face, man press, real dog. Bernard sit back in zone. He gonna read the quarterback no matter what. You have to really, really outsmart him. You know what I'm saying? He's real master of his craft out there. So two totally different type of animals. Um, I'm not gonna lie, Bus. I might like this one more than Finley.
Gotcha. Well,
I might.
I like Bernard, man, one because he's from Clemson. But when you look at this footage right here, man, the one thing that stands out about him is his fluidness in his hips and his back pedal. He's very fluid. He doesn't miss any steps as far as being able to drop back and adjust to whatever the cornerback is doing. So being that he's learned this and developed this trait in college so early, I don't think he's going to have a problem adjusting to the NFL game. So that's one plus that I think Bernard has over Finney. And you got to think, Clemson is known for having big receivers that are good. So he's seeing stiff competition on a daily basis. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
All right. So go ahead.
I was gonna say, man, one more thing about Nar. He's just a smart kid, man. He knows his leverages. You can see how fluid he is in and out. He's just comfortable in those zone coverages. So two great picks, 1 and 2, two totally different cornerbacks, and it's gonna be exciting to see how they turn out.
Gotcha.
That's for sure.
And being that you said that he's very fluent and he's a very smart kid. Now I like the pick because think about the receivers that the Saints are facing on a weekly basis with the Bucks. Those receivers over there are extremely fast. They're very gifted. They run routes to a T. So Amar Bernard, if he goes to the Saints, he's going to come in and start from day one. He's going to have to make that adjustment from dealing with college wide receivers to DML wide receivers that pretty much can go get up and get the ball. So moving right along, man, we got the Steelers coming in at pick 3, and I got them going to the defensive side of the ball again, and I got him taking Teddy Rush from UCLA, the middle linebacker. Now, tell me one thing that you like about Rush.
Oh man, the kid's just a ball hawk, man. He flies to the ball. He's always around the ball. He's not as his 40 time feels. He has a lot more field speed than his actual 40 time. So I mean, I would have loved to see him run a little bit faster 40, but the kid flies on the field, man. Definitely a leader of the defense. A nice foundational piece to have for sure. Could definitely see him going in there and turning that franchise around. So love the kid, man. Love the kid. Blue collar kid, hard nosed, don't complain about nothing, and he coming after your ass on Sundays. So I like the kid, man.
Yeah,
love him.
I think Teddy Rush will be a great player for the Steelers. I'm gonna put him in the same boat with the Giants. I don't know how much of a winning feel or that he can bring down to the Steelers, but he's gonna have some linebackers that he can learn from. Devin Bush is still down there. I'm sure Devin Bush is gonna take him under his wing and make sure Teddy Rush is ready to play the Bengals, and you got the two big dogs in the AFC North with the Ravens and the Browns. So he's gonna have to come in and hit the ground running if he's gonna expect to help the Steelers win any games or even try to win that division. So the one thing that I do like about him is he came in first in the 3-cone and the 20-yard shuttle. Now he's from UCLA. I don't know how the talent ranks up amongst like other divisions like the SEC, which that's
the AC.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
the big boy football on the East Coast. We know what you're talking about.
Gotcha. So
yeah,
I want to see how he adjusts, coming into the DML. Now, next up, we got the Texans coming in at number 4. Now, there's been some rumors that Clay Richards got kicked off of the team, and we wasn't allowed to get any footage on him and bring to the mock draft. So, the Texans are in a situation where they need a lot. Running back, I think they say that is for a secondary, but D-line and running back, I really feel like they need. However, I think he goes and tries to get him a pass rusher, man. I mean, I spoke to Coach JB a few days ago, and he was stressing that he needed a pass rusher. So I got him going Clay Wright Richards, man, from Duke. What you think?
I tell you what, man, not a lot of people had this kid going high on their board, but you can get a big boy that can stand up on 2 feet or put his hand in the ground, and you know he's coming off that edge like a missile.
Yeah,
It's hard to game plan and block that, man, because this kid literally, you talking about a DN stand up outside linebacker, 250 and ran a 4.59, man,
yeah,
and he's blazing.
yeah. That's the highest 40 amongst the DNs, or I may say right end or whatever. And he's pretty strong. He got 25 on the bench, so he'll be able to do a little bit of block shed and sustain the edge. Now, the one thing that stands out to me about Clay Richards, and this isn't taught a lot, but he has a vertical jump of 34.9, which means if he finds himself not being able to get to the quarterback, what is he gonna do? He's gonna jump up, throw his hands up,
Yes,
and try to
sir.
knock the ball down. So that's one aspect of his game that I did not see in other DNs after watching the footage. So if Clay Richards can go to Houston, I really think he'll give him that pass rush and allow that secondary to just ball out. You know what I'm saying? Because we all know. I mean, you played football back in the day. If you can't get to the quarterback, those DB. I don't care if you got Richard Sherman, Dion prime time back there. They're not gonna cover all day.
They not, man. And Bus, man, the thing I love about this kid too, man, his height and size might scare people off, but when you go back and you look at his film, man, he's so crafty, fast, intelligent, quick with his hands, smart with his hands, the way he's able to block shed, and the kid's a baller for sure, man. So I'm really excited to see what he can do.
Yeah, I think he's gonna be a great player in the DML. He's trying to turn Duke into a football team versus being known as a basketball team. So, hey,
Yeah,
maybe that's where he got
me
them
and you,
up from, man.
listen, me and you both know that he wishes he was playing with Coach K instead of with old buddy. You know, Coach K let him shoot some half court shots every now and then. That's how he got virally famous. So we know where the vert came from. He plays with them Duke boys all the time. So
Gotcha, gotcha.
he want to be a ball player. But hey, man, he's a hell of a football player. It's gonna be exciting to see that kid roll.
Hell of a football player, man. So as you see, the first four picks were defensive guys. Now we turn to the fifth pick overall, and that's the Green Bay Packers, and I got them going back to the SEC and going to get Mr. Tim Jones, the wide receiver from Tennessee.
Ooh.
So now the thing about Tim Jones, he's rated. Some people had him rated as the number one wide receiver. I have him in my top five. I have him as the fourth top rated wide receiver in this draft. Now,
Mhm.
the thing about him is he's 6'2", 213. He has huge hands,
Sure.
and he can jump. But I think the knock on him is sometimes he tends not to look the ball in. So maybe that's why he's the number four wide receiver versus being the number one. But I still got him going to the Packers at the fifth overall pick. Now, Mr. Gavin, I know you played receiver back in the heyday. So what do you not like about Mr. Tim Jones, and what advice can you give him as he enters the DML?
I'm gonna keep it a buck with you, Bus, man. Like you said, he's not as reliable as you would need him to be sometimes. Now, listen, when it comes to making spectacular catches, this kid is second to none in this draft class. We've seen him make the Odell catches. We've seen him make game winner uh, Hopkins catches in the back of the end zone for touchdowns. Like, this kid has proven that when the money's on the line, he's gonna catch that thing. But it's sometimes those third downs that you might need to keep drives going, and he might take his eyes off the ball. And he has a couple lackadaisical traits about him that I'm not too fond of as a receiver. You know, because you only get so many balls a game. You got to make your money every time you get it.
Gotcha.
But other than that, man, I like the kid. You know, the kid, he's a hard worker. You know what I'm saying? He runs crisp routes. You're not gonna see too much people hem him up at the line. Um, the only knock on him, which I kind of wish he could have performed better, he didn't have the best of combines. So that might have been a little bit of a knock. But once you look past that, the kid can ball, man. He puts up numbers. He just occasionally has some drops that you don't want from a key receiver. But other than that, man, if he can get that out of his system,
Gotcha.
that's a bad boy.
So Tim Jones goes here to the Green Bay Packers to help the Packers out. And, you know, I see Tim Jones as being a pretty good receiver as well. You know, but, you know, piggybacking off of what you said, he's going to have to make sure he makes those crucial third down and sometimes fourth down catches. You know what I'm saying? To keep the chains moving, man. So if he finds himself dropping a whole bunch of passes, I can see the Packers possibly dropping him and him having to find a new home.
Oh, boy.
So let's keep it moving.
I'm gonna have to get with him. I'm gonna have to get with him in the offseason just so we can keep that young man's career going.
Gotcha. You don't want to be a Kevin White, come in the league fast and can't catch and can't stay healthy. So
you come in the league and the only time we remember you is draft day. You mean?
Gotcha.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a bad one.
Hopefully Tim Jones can go to the Packers and help that organization out. Now, let's keep it moving, man. We're gonna go on to pick number 6, and this is when we have the top-rated quarterback come off the board. And last season, the Bills traded Josh Allen and picked up Daniel Jones in the offseason.
Mm-hmm.
Now, to me, that seems to be a bad move because the Bills didn't make the playoffs. I don't know if he just missed the bus or if he was riding on the tank. I don't know. But if he goes out and get J.P. Gleason, this guy is one hell of a quarterback. So, like I said, you play receiver, you caught balls from quarterbacks, so you know how this situation goes. J.P. Gleason is the best quarterback in the draft, coming in at 6'6", 233, A+ throwing power, B+ throw under pressure, and B+ play action. Now, how do you feel about Mr. J.P. Gleason coming down to Buffalo and throwing to that big target that he had last year, who's, I believe, an X factor right now, and his name is, let me pull it up real quick. So if he chooses Gleason, he's going to be throwing to Julius Abraham at 6'5", 218.
6'6" to 6'5".
What you think about Mr. Gleason?
Now, if I'm not mistaken, is this the same Mr. Gleason that won the Heisman?
I believe it is.
Oh. Well, I tell you what, that Mr. Gleason right there, he's a bad boy. He's a bad boy. And when I say bad, I don't mean like
Mike Lowry.
I don't mean like Johnny Manziel bad. I don't mean like who's some trash Alabama quarterbacks. I don't mean like Matt Jones bad. You know what I'm saying? I mean like Andrew Luck.
Yeah.
Deshaun ain't raped nobody Watson.
Right.
Russell, you know what I'm saying? Like he is elite. Now, the real question is, like you said, you know, the Bills, they kind of made some iffy moves in the past couple seasons. Yes. And now me and you know the smart move would to be pick the Heisman quarterback.
Yes.
But the smart move's not always the move that's made, Buzz.
Right.
So like as much as like I was literally, as we were sitting down prepping for this, I was like, smart move, Bills, quarterback. Did it again. Flipping through, gave everybody else a new pick, came back to the Bills, quarterback. But there was something in the back of my head that was like, this motherfucker ain't gonna pick no quarterback.
You know what? He may not, but that could be a move that doesn't pay off in the long run. I mean, we all know these drafts, you know, and in the DML, we're all prepping for high stakes. So
yes,
you have pick 6. Do you see the Bills picking this high again? I don't think so. So if you're already at pick 6, you have to go grab your quarterback because Daniel Jones is not the guy. Daniel Jones is a guy that's going to be holding the clipboard.
Agreed.
So J.P. Gleason, if he's there, Mr. Bills owner Matty Ice, I feel like you go get him. You already got some weapons that's gonna help him out. You got you got a running back there. You got the big guy, Julius Abraham. You got Deontay Fletcher, and you still got Dawson Knox. So he has weapons to throw to. That's gonna help him get through this first initial DML season.
Mm-hmm.
So next up, we got the Los Angeles Chargers, man, and I got them going to Louisville, picking Junior McClendon. Now,
Mm-hmm.
this is the team that previously had Derwin James. They traded. They had Byron Jones playing in safety. I think he's not on the team no more. So I think this is a need for the Chargers, especially facing teams like the Kansas City Chiefs with Tyreek Hill, Harmon,
Gonna air that bitch out.
and playing HBO and those Raiders with
Who gonna rugs that bitch out?
right. So and let's not forget about Mr. 99 down there in Denver, who has Judy,
that motherfucker got about 5 tight ends, 6 receivers, and even find a little running back to run the ball with it. He a cheesehead too, so
yes.
yeah, that one too. Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna have to bring some secondary in there, man, to help, play some defense against those fast cornerbacks who can get behind you in a blink of an eye.
Mm-hmm.
So with Julian Mclean, he's coming from Louisville. He's a little on the short side at 5'10", 222, but he ran a 4.4 240, 37.6 vertical jump, which is first, 6.81 cone, and a 4.19 shuttle. So he's fast and he's quick on the field, and I think he can cover a lot of ground. And if he plays, if he doesn't get caught looking in the backfield, he's going to be a great safety. That's the knock on Mr. McClendon. He tends to look in the backfield and he gets beat over the top a lot. Now, if you come in the DML and you come in and you facing the Chiefs, you're gonna be looking at a lot of people back of people's jerseys. So and we all know Hill like to throw up the deuces. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
So that's all you're gonna see. So I think if he gets down there and he gets with the right coach, they can help his technique and prevent him from constantly looking in the backfield. Now, Mr. Gav, Mr. G, what's your knocks on McClendon besides him being short?
I'm gonna tell you, and this is gonna sound crazy, but man, looking at this dude, he reminded me a lot of a free safety up in Minnesota with the last name of Jackson, and I was like, this kid could be special. But like you said, because he's so athletically gifted, and you can see his combine numbers across the board, they're all astounding.
Right.
He sometimes lacks, I'm not even gonna say the technique or wherewithal. He just lays an egg sometimes. He thinks just because he's Superman, he's gonna be able to fly around the world in half a millisecond.
So
and it don't work out like that sometimes for him. So
so basically what you're saying is one of the knocks on McClendon is he tends to rely on his athleticism and speed versus his technique.
Or even to get a little bit more deep on it, he thinks he's so athletic that he can recover and recoup when now he's moving on to a level, like you said, where you got guys like Harden, Ruggs, Judy, and all of them are 94 plus speeds, and man, bye-bye.
Yeah.
If you don't open your hips off the get-go, it's gone. So it's like it's scary to come into the league with that kind of attitude and ego. Granted, now if this kid goes out here and balls like he can, and he keeps that chip on his shoulder, like I'm athletically better than all y'all, and he goes out and balls, he could be the most special kid in this draft. But we talking about a league with some goons.
Right. I mean, he finished his career with like 15 interceptions, man. He opted out last year, and because everybody knows COVID, so he didn't play. So he's coming in and came in, participated in the combine, and really put up some good numbers. So I think he made him some money yesterday during the combine, but that doesn't take away from his mental lapses that he has on the field, and in the DML. That those mental lapses will get you beat, as we all know. Now, we're going to stay here with Louisville, man, and next up with the 8th overall pick is the Atlanta Falcons. Now, I've been hearing around Twitter and on IG that the Falcons are really looking for O-lineman. Well, if you're looking for an O-lineman,
Mm,
don't look no further
mm.
because Theodore, aka Theo White, is your guy,
Mama, there goes that man.
bruh. This guy will lock hands on you, and you will not be able to move. Like, and you see in the image, he's going against the SEC, one of the top rated SEC D linemen at Tennessee, and he's just locking him up. So he comes in with 36 reps. I think that's really good playing the center spot.
Yep.
5.1140. And he's very versatile. You don't have to keep him at center. That's the thing. I think he can move around on the O line and play between the left guard, center, and right guard. So I
Yep.
think if you get him there, that's where you're gonna get the best of his abilities. And like I said, you see in the footage, he locks this guy up and doesn't let him move, doesn't let him get to the quarterback, and that's what you want in your O lineman, man. You know, you like they say on the game, man. He felt like he let Big Brother down because he let him get sacked. Well, Theo
You
White
got
is not gonna let he's not gonna let the D lineman get to the quarterback. That's the thing. So that's what I like about him, man. And I think the Falcons will be very happy if you get this guy and get him ready for high stakes. Now, Mr. G, I don't
talk
know.
to me. Talk to me.
I don't know what you know about O line. I played O line back in the day.
Man, come on
So
now. Oh, linemen like receivers' best friends, cuz.
gotcha. Okay. So
But
what do you like? What do you like about Mr. Theo White?
now, listen, Bus. I'm gonna talk a lot of shit about a lot of players. Some of them I'm gonna give them a little bit too much hype. This motherfucker right here, this motherfucker right here is a dog, man. You talking about the old school nasty lineman, pancake you, blocking to the whistle, talk a little shit while he getting up off you.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You touch his quarterback the wrong way, he gonna come let you know something about him. Lay on his running back too long, gonna pick you up by the back of your head and toss you somewhere. Like, this dude don't play no games, man. Like, he ain't cut from the same quilt that these same young dudes is cut from. He old school with it, man, and I love it. I love it as an old lineman, man, because he don't take no shit. So, again, going to a team that, but
Well, the, the
man,
the good thing about Theo White coming down to Atlanta, like he's gonna have a running back to block for who's very shifty, and that's Mr. Don Dunlap. And the quarterback play is kind of suspect, but I mean that could be just because that the old line is not that good. They're a little aged, but Mr. Theo White will come in and take somebody's spot
oh no,
immediately.
he is the captain of the ship when he comes on the field. That's for sure. Like,
So,
he's turning around your whole franchise
so you're saying as a rookie, he's coming in with the C on his chest. So
on his
Atlanta needs to just make him a captain right away.
on his chest because he's gonna be the best thing they got.
Yeah.
That's
So
a fact.
so you mentioned he's a dog, but hey, he's fly too. I mean, if you look at him in the picture, man, he got the Adidas on, man, with the low cut socks. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
oh.
So he's ready. You know.
Hey, wait until you see this joke on draft night, man. Listen, I done seen Big Boy get up now. He's smooth with it.
Yeah.
Smooth cat, man. So hey, he's nice, man. All if I could get into the top 5, if I or the top 10, me, him,
Theo
oh,
White is your guy.
oh my gosh, man. Cause he's everything you need, man. Like, he can literally control he's your quarterback of your O line.
Right.
If you got a hole in another position, you can move him. Listen, you said guard, center, guard. He can play tackle if you need to, man. The kid's so good, man.
Yeah.
He's really versatile and a dog at every position.
Right.
So
So that's gonna be one of the benefits from drafting a lineman like this, where you can move all across the board, man. Tackle, guard, center, and you're gonna get the same performance no matter where he's at.
no matter what, man.
You know
So
what I'm
he's
saying?
elite.
And
That's for sure.
and at Louisville, he started ever since he was a freshman. Didn't miss one game. Didn't give up no sacks. So that alone, I mean, he could almost be the first overall pick. That alone. So
Literally.
all right,
Literally.
let's keep it moving, man. And this pick comes via trade, where you got the Dolphins moving up to pick 9. And this pick could be a stretch, but I only got him going tight end because I think just Gesicki is getting a little older. and I think he might need to go ahead and find that replacement. And I got him taking Preston Garner out of West Virginia. Now, there's not too much to be said about Preston. He's a blue collar guy. He's gonna
Mm-hmm.
block. He's gonna run the short routes. He's not as blazing fast as you would expect, but he's gonna do everything that you ask him to do. And what I like from him is his blocking ability. I think he can block and he can catch. You can put him in the backfield as a fullback, and he's just gonna do it all. So, do you really think the Finns go tight end here, or is this Bucky the Bus Brooks making a reach pick for the Dolphins?
It might be a reach here for the Dolphins. Um, I love the tight end, love the kid. Do I think he's the number 9 pick in the draft though? I do not. And do I think that the Dolphins value tight ends that high?
Mm,
I do not.
gotcha.
I think the Dolphins they sports cars and they like them shiny. So I think they're gonna go find a nice shiny toy with that number 9 pick.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna go with that's the reach. I'm gonna go with that one.
All right, so we got a reach here to tight end Preston Garner, but regardless of if he goes to the Dolphins, I think this guy will be a great pickup for any team. You know what I'm
Oh yeah.
saying?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So
He's definitely a stud.
yeah,
He's
he's
definitely a
he's gonna be the
stud.
stud. He may not be the best tight end in the draft, but he's not too far off. You know what I'm
I,
saying?
and see that is kind of where my problem lies because 9 is a reach for a tight end.
It is.
In this draft, there's probably about 4 or 5 really good ones that you can snag anywhere from the bottom of the first to the top of the second.
Gotcha.
In my eyes, so to go grab one at 9, I think you can. I think you can better help your team somewhere else.
Okay, so the Dolphins probably go elsewhere, but Preston Garner is gonna be that guy that can get the job. He's not a grunt or Zach Ertz. I think he's gonna come in and just make a name for himself, and he's just gonna be, hey, I'm Preston Garner, coming out here to block, catch balls, and help
Oh
my
yeah,
team win. So moving on,
sure-handed, quiet, blue collar dude for
yes,
sure.
yes. Moving right along, and then this is the last pick of the in the top 10, and next up we got the Indianapolis Colts, and
Mm.
I have them going running back here, and I got him taking Matthews Gray. Now,
Hmm.
he's from Bama, and the,
Hmm.
and the owner of the Colts is a Bama fan.
That's saying it nicely.
So I think he goes running back here, goes and bring in Mr. Roll Tide Matthews Gray, the big power back,
Hmm.
and he comes in with a 4.5 340. Second in reps on the bench with 29.
That's a strong
That's kind
boy.
of high for a running back.
That's a strong boy, man. Jesus.
5'11", 225, A trucking, A carrying, A juke move. So now with those attributes that I just read off, is he a true power back, Mr. G, or is he a tweener? Or is he
He's
just an all around back that can do it all?
he's definitely a tweener, but he's a little bit more special just because, like you said, that unique strength that this motherfucker got, man. 29 reps at 225 for a running back is a lot
Yes.
of reps, ladies and gentlemen. Like I don't think y'all understand. He weighs 225. Put himself on the bar 29 times. Ask other people in the draft class to put themselves on the bar and do it 29 times and see how much people can do it.
Yeah, they're not gonna get too far. Like,
So I mean, pound for pound, he's definitely strong as hell. But then he will definitely shake your draws off. Like
well,
his first step is nasty.
yeah. Well, you
So
see,
he's
you see the Auburn dude in the backfield reaching out and missing them. You know what I'm saying?
man.
But let me ask you this, Mr. G. Now, there's been plenty of running backs that have came out of Bama. There are plenty of
Hmm.
good running backs that are in the DML. Who do you compare him to?
Mm. You know what, man? Watching this kid run, he really reminds me. He really reminds me of kind of like a little slower version of a Atkins that used to play in Miami.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? Nice, smooth kid, great burst through the hole, will drop the shoulder on you if need be. And as we like to joke around and say, he'll give you a little wiggle of the stick. You know what I'm saying? But this kid, man, just watching him play at Bama, and you know every week when somebody play Bama, their first priority is to stop the run. So he's getting 7-8 man boxes and still running for 125 yards a game. Shit don't make no sense, man. And you would think that he's 5'11", he the toll on his body would kind of be taking on him, but man, he's fresh as hell every time he pop out there. So
yeah, he's very, very quick. Like you said, he has a quick burst. He can hit the hole. I think he can run between the tackles and go outside. He has a winning pedigree coming out of Bama. So you know they're all about winning and playing hard. Yeah. So the one thing that concerned me is his off the field issues. You know, he's from the Poking Beans, and he has a lot of family. So he's trying to say yes to everybody. So he's gonna have to learn to tell some people no. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't bring everybody with you, because they will bring you down. And remember, this is the one guy whose mom didn't want him to go to Bama. Remember,
she wanted him to stay home.
Yeah, she took his papers and wouldn't give him back. So he spent a couple of weeks where he had to find some more paperwork and actually get and convince his mom to let him go to Bama. She wanted him to stay home and go to Florida so she can be closer to see him, but he chose Bama, and I think eventually she's going to enjoy the benefits of this huge contract he's about to sign in the DML.
Oh, that's for sure. And the thing is, man, his mom might have hated him going to Bama, but for kids like that, man, and if you know about the Poker Beans, you know, man, that's a tough place, man. Yeah. And it ain't too far away from Florida, so you kind of want to get away from that, man, just so you can have a clear head and focus on the important stuff, your schooling, getting stronger, faster. And he did that, man. And to watch his growth throughout college at Bama, he gonna be giving a lot of people hell, man, because that kid's special.
Yeah, he's special, man. So, hey, man, that was a quick rundown of picks 1 through 10 of what we think these players are gonna go. And these are some great young men. I think they can't wait to get into the DML, and they have a few more hours, man. Tomorrow, Friday at 9 Eastern, the draft goes down. So we're gonna see where these young men go, man. Some of them might fall, some of them might go early, but either way it go, I think they're awaiting their time to get into the DML and show off their talent. So until next time, man, I want to appreciate Mr. G getting on the mock draft with me, man, giving his insight to these young men coming into the DML. And we will see you next year, 2028, with another mock draft coming from Bucky the Bus Brooks and Mr. G.
Toxic Gav in the building. Fuck your feelings, man. We out of here.